this is the second part of today's lab, where we're going to take a 100-watt bulb and a 60-watt bulb and hook them up in parallel and in series. And you are to explain what exactly is happening in these cases. We've got a power supply here. This is an auto transformer, or called a variac. And in this lab, this is the only power supply that you have to worry about in terms of being dangerous. This will supply up to 140 volts, enough to cause you some discomfort. The other power supplies we'll be using are much smaller and no danger. So what we're working with is Ohm's law, as to say that V is equal to IR, or sometimes V is referred to as E, but it's the voltage is equal to the current times resistance. Now, when it comes to how bright these bulbs are, that's an indication of power. And power is given by this equation, P is equal to voltage times current. Or if you make substitutions from Ohm's law, you can express it as power as being V squared over R, or I is times R squared. Now, when we have these in parallel, here I've got my power supply hooked up to this 100-watt lamp. And now I'm going to connect the secondary lamp, the 60-watt, to it in parallel. So these will both be seeing the same voltage because they're in parallel. So let me turn this on. And this here. And let me turn overhead lights down. And this is just about 25% of 120 volts. And you can see that in parallel, well, perhaps you can't see. Let it cool. But in parallel, the 100-watt bulb is brighter. You'll just have to take my word for it if you can't see it. Pardon me, let me turn this down again. All right. So the 100-watt bulb is the brighter bulb. Okay. Now, let me turn this down. And for safety's sake, notice that I dial this down to 0, and I'm going to take and turn the power supply off. And now I'll rearrange these wires. Now, in order to put these in series, I need to go from this. The power is going to go into this bulb, current, run into this bulb, and then back to the power supply. Okay. So let me turn this back on again. And I'll give it some power. And now you can see, even under these conditions, that the 60-watt bulb does indeed appear to be brighter than the 100-watt bulb. Let me turn off the overhead lights. And I'll power that down a little bit, but you can see that at low power, that this filament is much dimmer than this one. That the 100-watt filament is dimmer than the 60-watt. Let me turn the lights on again. So one of the questions you have to answer is, how are the lights in your home hooked up? Are they in parallel or in series? The household lights. And can you explain why the 100-watt bulb is brighter in one case but dimmer in the other? That means say that it's dependent upon these expressions here. Well, good luck with it, and I hope to speak with you soon.